Hello, people of the internet. Oh, my voice is not pleased with me today, but hey ho, we move. Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Friday to you all. Hopefully, your week is wrapping up nicely and you are getting ready for a wonderful weekend ahead. Today, we've got new music to check out, coming courtesy of Mr. Dawn, who we haven't heard from in a hot minute, I feel like. And he's dropped a little single titled Dear My Light. Now, from what I can understand, this is going to be a very emotionally charged song, and one of the more like musically, what do you call it, like sensitive, kind of like emotionally sensitive, musically sensitive pieces that he's written, and it's based off of recent events and changes that's happened in his personal life, and about writing about his past relationship. And I think this already is going to be one heck of a song just from that, and I'm very much excited for it. 'Cause I haven't heard like emotionally vulnerable Dawn in my life, and I'm very curious to see how he plays this. So let's hop on over to the big screen and let's just go right into it. Here we go. I should check for captions, English captions.
그때 널 만나지 않았더라면 지금의 우린 어디에 있을까. 가장 예쁠 때의 너를 만나서 누가 뭐라 해도 뭐든 견딜 수가 있었어. 빛이 나는 널 위해 많은 걸 놓아야만 한데도 괜찮아. 난 알잖아, 넌 내 전부였던 걸. 나를 저버릴 만큼 행복했어. 괜찮아, 내 모든 걸 잃어도 눈부시게 빛나는 널 볼 수만 있다면. 봄날처럼 아름다웠어. 너와 나는 한 폭의 그림처럼. 돌이킬 수 없는 시간 새겨진 한 장면 속에 그림자조차 눈부셨으니까. 빛이 났던 우리의
The way this song just like flourishes in this pre-chorus is so wild.
괜찮아. 난
Because it should be this bright flourish, but it goes dark right at the last second with that little minor chord, and then we're back into this like chord motif again.
괜찮아, 내 모든 걸 잃어도 눈부시게 빛나는 널 볼 수만 있다면.
What a chorus.
깜깜했던 어둠 속 환하게 날 비추던 너가 보여. 그 끝에 널 만나서 아무렇지 않은 듯. 괜찮아. 넌
Oh, that chord, the way it just rang out with the dissonance just reverberating.
세상을 가진 만큼 행복했어. 괜찮아, 내 모든 걸 잃어도 눈부시게 빛나는 널 볼 수만 있다면.
Oh, 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 hold up. Oh, that was a little bit magical. Oh, oh, you can kind of tell the musical creativity going on with that one, because it's not a cut and dry like emotional, like longing type of song. No, not at all. Oh, You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to pull up the. I'm gonna try and find a full like page of just like translated lyrics for this, where I can like we can really talk about the lyrics of this song and just kind of like the story this song is telling. Because I can talk about the musicalness of this song for just minutes on end. Because this song has a lot that I could break down. But this song isn't about the musicalness, it's about the lyrics. So I'm gonna pull up the lyrics real quick. Give me 2 secs. Well, it took a little bit of finding, but there is a translated Genius page for it, which is tremendously exciting indeed. I also came across this Nylon interview. Oh, that's the wrong way. This Nylon interview, and this has been a really insightful article to read. I highly recommend it. I'll link it in the description for anyone who's curious about reading it. But the lyrics, I want to talk about the way this song progresses is the song itself is starts off as this really gentle, kind of upbeat song, all things considered. Like for a song that's talking about like past relationships and things like that, you'd expect the song to be really slow and like laced with emotion kind of. But the way Dear My Light starts off, it doesn't really come across immediately like this emotion based like kind of like opening your heart type of song. But it does have certain traits of it that still lingers on, like the way the song starts with the guitar, and it's just one singular acoustic guitar and his voice. Like, you know what? I'm gonna move this tab over here so we can talk about les song. But so the song starts off with just one singular acoustic guitar, and for me, when an artist is performing with an acoustic instrument, one singular acoustic instrument, whether that be a piano or a guitar or a bass or a woodwind instrument, brass instrument, it doesn't really matter what it is, as long as it's an acoustic instrument and it's just the instrument and the vocal. For me, it gives off that like personal feeling, like this is coming straight from the heart type of song, and I really like that musical aesthetic in a way, like that choice for a song, especially that is so rich with like personal experience and like personal anecdotes and things like that. I think it's a really good way to start off this song. But I think what I find interesting is, I'll go F11 here, is when the song starts to build. It's in the pre-chorus when you get the full instrumental section coming in, slowly but surely. And it's the line, even if I have to let you go a lot for you shining, I'm fine. And the way like the flourish goes to the I'm fine, because I'm fine is the last line before the chorus starts. And I'm fine could is such an open-ended phrase, and it really matters as then comes down to how it's being delivered. Like, I'm fine, I'm good, or I'm fine. Like laced with venom just comes across as like, yeah, stop talking to me, like I get it. Or like a sad, like I'm fine, like I'm repressing emotions. Like I'm fine is a very open-ended phrase. And if we go back to, I keep hitting the wrong buttons. Here we go. If we jump back to Les Song, even if I have to let you go up for you shining, and it's like kind of the song is kind of bright for like the topic of the song. It's really pretty. It's in major key. It's really nice, and then little modified chord for I'm fine, and then once the chorus comes in, this is like the full flourish now. Like, you know, you remember everything. I'm happy enough to forget myself. Now that is a bar. That is such a powerful line. Like, you get so lost in the happiness of the relationship that you ultimately lose track of who you are, like as an individual person, because you're so emotionally invested in you, the one half of the relationship. I think that's such a powerful line. And the way, like, this is like the killing part of the song, and it's the chorus. And the fact that he's being so open about the fact that he's talking about his past, and now it's like he's starting off with, he's like kind of spilling his like honest thoughts and feelings about how he viewed the relationship and how he assumed the significant other in the relationship was feeling. And then he ends it with, as long as it's okay if I lose everything, as long as I can see you dazzling. I think really drives home that, like, just how strongly he felt about the relationship. And it hits especially harder considering how his relationship had started and how his career had gone since his relationship started. Like, he was in Pentagon, he was in Cube, he was in Triple H, and he was, Pentagon were gaining traction. But then news of his dating stories came out, and he doubled down and said, "Hey, I'm going to enjoy my life. If you don't like it, then bugger off." And Cube gave him the boot. And I that like, it's okay if I lose everything line really was like the storyline for his life at one point. Like, right as he'd been booted from Cube, it's okay if I lose everything. He knew that this was going to happen, still made the decision anyways, and managed to revitalize his career under P Nation and things like that. But he's managing to interweave a whole bunch of different anecdotes and really personal feelings about a really sensitive topic like a relationship. Like, this wasn't just like a relationship. This had gotten to the point of like proposals at one point. And unfortunately, that isn't the case anymore. But the fact that he is being so open about it, and this has been from a person that's been open about their relationship in the past, is now being open about it after the fact. And interesting enough, being rather positive about it for me. And like, he's spun this, like, the ending of a relationship should be something that is like kind of heart wrenching in a way. But this song gives the impression that even though this relationship might have ended, it's that he's still finding joy and he's still finding like positive things to pull from a negative experience. And I think that says a lot about Don's character. And the way the song just also inherently just sounds like a bright song, even though it's such a depressing topic like ending of a relationship. That's really clever songwriting from him. And that's really good. It's really good mentality on show through music, and it's just really impressive altogether. That got deep. I hope my rambling made sense today, because I feel like this is kind of one of those topics that's really, you don't get a lot of stuff like this in the industry, especially because it is so taboo for idols to have relationships for some reason. It's one thing I never understood, and it's the same in Japan too, like where I'm from, and it's the same in the West here. It's like, my favorite singer is in a relationship. Oh, what do you mean? Thought they were for me. Like, it's such a weird mentality to have. And it's like, Hyuna and Dawn should be like the norm for people like having like idols having relationships, like publicly open relationships. Is that like, they should be able to have a free and open relationship to the public eye. They shouldn't have to feel like they have to hide away from everyone and anyone for their own careers and for their own well-being. Like, that's not the whole point of a relationship. The whole point of a relationship is to enjoy your time together with a significant other that you deeply care about. And it shouldn't be like your career defining moment is you getting in a relationship. Like, am I like old fashioned in thinking that? I don't know. I'm really glad that he was able to write this though, because I think it's a really good healing mechanism. Like music and singing about emotions, I think is a really good healing mechanism. But also the fact that he felt comfortable enough to share something that was this like sensitive to the world in such a beautiful art form, I think is really special. And he's got a really brilliant mind and talent for it. And I just hope that he keeps producing stuff that is like emotionally charged, a little bit sensitive, more down to earth. And I like his harder stuff, but this is a different side of one that one I absolutely love, but two, I think is just really impressive what he's done with this. But that's it for me today. Again, if you do want to read that Nylon article, which I highly recommend because it's a lot more articulate than my thoughts on it, top line in the description. You cannot miss it. But that's it for me today. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy and want to see more channel like on this, up there you can find the back catalog of stuff I watched in the past. Drop a subscription if you want to keep up to date with whenever I upload new videos. And if you don't watch this video mine right away, YouTube recommends you watch that video down there. And until next time, bye bye.